Ellen DeGeneres might be known for her bubbly personality and dance breaks, but there have been some moments on her show that weren't all sunshine and rainbows. From awkward confrontations to straight-up calling her out, here are the celebrities who stood up to Ellen. If anyone can throw shade at Ellen and walk away unscathed, it's Michelle Obama. Back in 2016, Ellen took the former First Lady on a little adventure to a CVS pharmacy, supposedly to help her adjust to normal life after the White House.
And you push the basket because nobody's going to push it for you.
While checking out, Ellen, always one to push her luck, jokingly asked Michelle if she could pull some strings and get her face on some money. Without missing a beat, Michelle shut that down real quick, telling Ellen that you actually have to do something grand, like Harriet Tubman, to earn that honor.
Yeah, you have to have done something grand, like Harriet Tubman.
I make the world happy
You
every
should
day.
have freed some slaves.
Ouch. Guess making the world laugh isn't quite grand enough. To top it off, Michelle straight up called Ellen really annoying, and even compared her to a 3-year-old. Yeah, safe to say, Ellen's chances of getting her face on money just went straight to zero. And this next one was painfully awkward, and not in a funny haha way. Celebrity chef Giada De Laurentiis joined Ellen for a cooking segment, but instead of lighthearted fun, things got real tense real fast.
Why do I even do a cooking segment? I don't even know why I bother.
In this segment, Ellen and Nicole Kidman teamed up in the kitchen with celebrity chef Giada De Laurentiis. But let's just say, Giada wasn't feeling their skills. From the start, she seemed super frustrated, rolling her eyes and condescendingly asking if they'd ever cooked before.
No, I'm not. It's Nicole. Have you made meatballs or anything? Just look. Go ahead.
As Giada started giving step-by-step instructions, things only got more uncomfortable. At one point, she straight up told Ellen that her risotto balls looked like dog food.
Ellen, that looks like dog food now. Ellen, it's balls.
And judging by the comments, Ellen's fans were not having it. Many called out Giada for being rude and patronizing, saying she totally the fun vibe of the show. One person wrote, "I like how Nicole called it out perfectly by saying, 'Isn't it supposed to be relaxing?' referring to cooking, and then following it up with, 'No, I'm anxious and it's chaotic,' because Giada kept yelling over everyone." Next on the list is Wanda Sykes. While visiting Ellen, Wanda Sykes didn't hold back. She pulled out a hilariously basic tour shirt and immediately started roasting it. And honestly, she had a point.
You were nice enough to give me a jacket from your tour.
Yeah, I didn't.
You actually had tour jacket.
Well, it
made up.
It wasn't a tour. It was.
No, it says tour.
Well,
it says tour.
She hilariously called out the fact that Ellen's so-called tour only hit 4 cities, and most of it was just her hanging out at home in Los Angeles. To make it even funnier, 3 of those 4 cities were also in California.
And look, and 3 of the cities is in California. What the hell? What the hell?
And to top it off, the only city outside of California was Seattle, meaning Ellen never even left the West Coast. We love Ellen, but Wanda had a point. This was a pathetic excuse for a tour. All Ellen could do was laugh and try to defend herself, saying she was too busy to travel. Sure, Ellen, sure.
I was very busy. I had to shoot Game of Games, and I have this show.
We all mess up song lyrics sometimes. It happens. But imagine recording yourself singing the wrong lyrics and then sending it to the actual artist. Well, that's exactly what Ellen did when she sent Justin Timberlake a video of herself belting out "Can't Stop the Feeling." Completely wrong.
My favorite was you're like, just electric, just electric, just electric. I was like, that's not the word.
That's no.
Justin didn't let it slide. He brought it up on the show and totally roasted Ellen for singing "Just Electric" instead of the actual lyrics. Just imagine. All Ellen could do was laugh, hang her head in shame, and fully accept that she had just embarrassed herself in front of a literal pop legend.
Pretty clearly says just imagine, but
Ellen loves hamming it up for these offset segments. But if this and the Michelle Obama CVS trip taught us anything, it's that not all celebs are here for it. Case in point, Cher. In this one, Ellen took Cher to a local dry bar to surprise fans with silly hair makeovers. But it was painfully obvious that Cher was getting more and more annoyed with Ellen's over-the-top energy and non-stop jokes. By the end, she had had it.
I don't want it.
No, you want it wet. You want it wet.
I don't want it wet.
No, you do. You have to start with it wet.
Ellen tried singing "If I Could Turn Back Time," but then immediately stopped to mock the lyrics. And that was the last straw.
If I could turn back time,
Right.
if I could find a way,
Wait till we get back in the car.
I'd take back all the words that I heard you, and you'd stay.
Of all the bad ones I've heard on me, you know, this is probably the worst.
Cher wasn't holding back. When Ellen joked that the fans knew her better than they knew Cher, the music icon immediately fired back, laughing and calling Ellen a not-so-nice name on camera. Of course, it was all in good fun. But let's be real, Ellen was being pretty annoying. And Cher, she wasn't afraid to say it.
We did it.
Yeah, we were good.
I think we got closer, right? Don't
You
feel
and
like-
I?
Yeah, I think we're closer now.
Uh-oh.
Wait, I feel like we're best friends now.
Yeah?
We're not?
No.
I feel like we're best friends.
No, but we're not.
And here we go again. Ellen embarrassing herself in front of another pop star. She really has a habit of doing this, doesn't she? Before playing a game called Will You Marry Me, Katie made a casual joke about getting married again, which prompted Ellen to pause and completely blank, asking, "Wait, you were married?" Yeah, Ellen. She definitely was.
You got married.
I was when I was 25.
Were you?
Katie didn't let it slide. She immediately reminded Ellen that she was married to Russell Brand. And just to make things even more awkward, she made a very obvious cutting gesture, basically telling the editors, "Yeah, let's just pretend this never happened." Too late, Katie. Ellen already embarrassed herself on live TV.
His name is Russell Brand.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Russell. Yeah.
Remember, you gave me some wedding gifts on this show.
Yes, I do.
And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Katie doubled down, reminding Ellen that not only was she married, but Ellen herself had given her a wedding gift on the show. Yikes. This is one of those moments where all you can do is awkwardly smile, grit your teeth, and say, "Oh, yeah."
So I'll give $10,000 to the Boys and Girls Club.
What?
So, answer honestly.
Next up is Wendy Williams. And honestly, we're not really sure what was going on. Ellen seemed a little off. Maybe it was having a competitor on her show or something else, but viewers definitely noticed how cold and uninterested she was toward Wendy. Right before they kicked off a game of Heads Up, Ellen couldn't help but throw a little shade, saying, "Wendy is never too shy to give her opinions on anyone or anything."
So Wendy Williams is never too shy to give her opinions on anyone or anything. So we're going to play a special edition of Heads Up, and I am going to show you a celebrity.
Well, she learned that firsthand during the game when Wendy basically hinted that Ellen and Justin Bieber look alike. She did it in the most Wendy way possible, just casually throwing it out there by saying,
"As much as I want to not like him, I love his new song, and he really is cute. And some people say that he looks like you." I've heard that. You've never heard that?
and then justifying it by saying he's cute. Ellen played it off like a pro, but some viewers think she was actually caught off guard by the comparison. You could almost see that split-second reaction before she brushed it off. Next up is Hassan Minhaj. The Patriot Act host barely got settled before Ellen put him on the defensive. She mispronounced his name within the first 5 seconds of the interview.
No.
Yes.
No.
Really?
Well, my name is Hassan Minhaj.
Oh.
She said it incorrectly, which led him to quickly correct her. And to make it even more awkward, she mispronounced it right after saying she was a huge fan. Clearly, not that big of a fan.
It's so nice to meet you. I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's Hassan Minhaj.
To make things even more awkward, you could totally tell he was a little annoyed. Ellen doubled down on her pronunciation, but he wasn't having it. He firmly said no with a bit more force and even put his hands up, signaling that the debate was over.
If you can pronounce Ansel Elgort, you can pronounce Hassan Minhaj. There's an actor just named Ansel Elgort, and we all just walk around pronouncing it completely normally.
Yeah.
Next up is Sean Hayes. He's usually an absolute sweetheart, and of course, super funny. In a spontaneous game of The Battle of the Gays, DeGeneres and the Will and Grace star one-upped each other with digs about the other's career. It began with Hayes calling DeGeneres Helen, while applauding that her talk show has been on air for 15 years. "I've also done other things in the past," she smiled. Segueing into talking about Will and Grace, she asked, "How long was it on air the first time around before y'all got canceled?" He picked up his mug and, looking pensive, answered, I think it was longer than your sitcom was. But DeGeneres won the round, adding, "Yeah, that's right. I had to come out first for y'all do that sitcom." And there you have it. These were the moments when Ellen might have seriously regretted inviting certain guests onto her show. Whether it was getting called out, roasted, or just straight up ignored, one thing's for sure, not everyone was here for Ellen's usual antics. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.